Welcome to Gamersledge Podcast, the weekly podcast about video games with news, reviews, analysis, and opinion. Keeping you up to date on how to wisely spend your money for video games, movies, RPGs, comics, books, and more for over 16 years. Find us online at Gamersledge.com. And now, your hosts.
Hello and welcome to Gamersledge Podcast. I am Mark, your host. Welcome to the new media empire. Joining me this week is, of course, in the bottom left Brady Square, Dave.
Hello.
Joining us from the top left Brady Square, it is Toad Monkey Mike. Toad Monkey Mike. Yay! Toad Monkey Mike. I don't know who you are, but you're now Turo the Toad Monkey Mike.
Toad Monkey Mike.
Exactly. That's why I think I was going with that. Nice.
That's awesome.
And in the top right, Brady Square, it is, of course, who is echoing?
Yeah, that was weird.
All right.
Sorry, I had my reverb on.
No, I don't know. And in the top right, it's Matt.
Howdy.
Howdy. Stand by one. I'm making sure that there's nothing on my side here. Shouldn't be. Dave, you're conspicuously quiet all of a sudden.
I'm sorry.
I'm just checking on you. I'm worried about you.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
All right.
We're 5 by 5.
We're all fine. We're all fine here. How are you?
Well, in that case,
We're all fine here. Just a little weapons malfunction. Everything's great. How are you?
Let's start with what we've been up to for the last week, as we always do. Let's start up in the... Well, let's start with you, Dave. Because you've played the least out of everybody here. I know this for a fact.
Maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure because those two have been on broadcasts with me, so I know that.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. I did play a surprising amount this week, though.
What did you play?
Box Boy.
And what is that?
The sequel to Box Boy. Or Boxy Boy. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got the.
I am Boxy Boy 2.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it's called Box Boy. It's a game I was playing. It's a game I was playing on the 3DS. It's a downloadable game, kind of like a puzzle platformer. So in order to get through the stages, you can generate boxes out of your body. In the sequel, you can do it 2 sets, so that's why it's called Box Boy, as opposed to the original, which was just 1 set. So you basically create your little platforms, but sometimes you have to create a couple boxes and push them over, create another set, and kind of lock them in. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways to go about it, so it's got a little puzzle element to it. So it's a great little downloadable game. Apparently, I downloaded it a while ago. I never played it, so I'm kind of rediscovering. I'm in a rediscovering phase lately. So we've had that. Chrono Trigger, we're still playing some of that. And then I was playing some Broforce recently, which was just cracking me up. It's a very fun little game. So I was having fun unlocking the different characters like RoboCop. That was a recent favorite one. They had an Ash knockoff from Evil Dead, complete with chainsaw arm and everything. So it's it's a really fun game. I really dig that one. It's definitely great, no-brainer, kind of just turn the brain off and play kind of thing. Love the style, love the screaming in the game. Every time you mess up the level, it's you failed, that kind of stuff. So, a lot of fun there.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more fun than people screaming at me when I fail.
It's funny, though, the way they do it. It's funny screaming. So, if it makes me laugh, it's okay.
Well, Turo, how about you? What have you been playing this week?
I've been playing, getting used to this place, mostly at night. Clash of Clans, Clash Royale like crazy. You know this. And then a little bit of the games that we've been playing. We played a little bit of Rock Band 4 yesterday, and I was going to play some Overwatch, but then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I watched you play Overwatch.
Who overwatches the Overwatchers?
Can we stop him before he does these things? Because like I knew that one was coming.
You felt it coming.
But Trevor, this is your job now, right now. Since you're there right now, you can stop this.
But I'm outside. He's inside. He's like way over there. Ugh. Like, ugh. I have to open a door and everything. Ugh.
There's a weird breathing into somebody's microphone.
I hear it as well. I no longer hear it.
Alright. What else? No? Yeah. Oh, Pokemon Go, like crazy. We went to Pier 39, and it was amazing! I had 0 Pokeballs, and I had like 10 Great Balls, and maybe like 2 Ultra Balls. And then after we left there, I have 60-something Pokeballs. I can't count how many Great and Ultra Balls, but a bunch of
It's so cute how he's living in the past.
Right?
Breaking out
Like,
the classics.
Oh, get out of here.
It's so 2016.
It's so September. Oh.
It's so...
That was so July ago.
Yeah.
And then, but no, I thought that was really cool. Pier 39 was really neat, and seeing the gym, like seeing all the crazy gyms, like go, bam, Valor, bam, Instinct, bam, Mystic, bam, Valor. It was just constant switching around, and you think, oh, I'm just gonna wait and be that sneaky guy that puts a Pokemon at a gym after it gets defeated, which I do on the showboat, or I used to do on the showboat all the time. You couldn't do that because there's like 3 or 4 people already waiting to throw a guy before you. And it's ridiculous. It was awesome seeing that, and awesome seeing how many stops had so many lures on them. And I ate so much junk food. I ate awesome ice cream. And I saw those water dogs. What are they called? They're dogs, but they're in the water.
Water dogs?
Manatees?
Ducks?
Right?
Are you
No,
talking
the
about
manatees.
Oh, no, those are sea lions, dude.
Oh, sea lions, whatever. Sea lions, they're water dogs. They're
Water dog.
Yeah, sea lions are dogs in the water. Look at them. They're
Like lions and cats and yeah. I don't
put a
know.
water dog and a regular dog, and then they're best friends. Just wait. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, and I played this game called the BART Station. That was fun.
Mm. That is a good game. I like that game. Well, Matt, what about you? What did you play?
Fairly short list, which of course I hid on myself, so now I gotta go back and find.
So I have a serious question to ask, and I should have asked before the show because I meant to, but then I didn't. And don't get mad at me, but are you growing out? Are you growing out the Snidely whiplashes? It looks like you're growing out the. It looks like you're growing out the spinning of the tops of your mustache there.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I don't know if it's just the way the camera's picking it up, but it looked like.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing a little hint of weird shadow on his face.
It is a cool shadow, but it does kind of look like you've been doing this.
I'm like, oh, he's going for the spinners, so he can sit there and say, I remember back in the day when. Yes, exactly.
I'm not.
No, it's
if you did do it, I'm not saying it would look bad. It actually cool. It look cool. Oh man,
totally
do it.
shadow.
Do it.
Yeah. I think it's just a play of the light.
But now you have to do it.
Let me tell you, when you're here in San Francisco, we can find you the finest of waxes for your mustache. The finest beard oils.
I'm sure we can. That was What? Which was that? The Giant Bomb, or was it the IGN Beyond cast? They went on for like 10, 15 minutes about beard oils and waxes and
Yes,
Wow.
because it is a thing here.
and apparently they all hate the part.
It's a thing in Missouri too. I had beard oil. I had to make it all nice and soft. Soft.
I remember seeing a meme recently. It said, "If you have a beard like this but can't change a car tire, kill yourself." It just made me laugh because
That's
I can do
awesome.
both. All right, so my typical time burners: Adventure Capitalist and War of Gems. On the moon, I can get up to, it's like 10 to the 12th power in about 30 seconds after a restart now, so it's pretty crazy. War of Gems is just a slow, I collect my daily and I play a level, and that's about it. I actually tried out Overwatch over the free weekend. I get what all the hype is about. It's not a bad game. Just not one I can see myself spending a lot of time in. Mitchell played a lot of it over the free weekend.
I was just going to ask if you played any.
Yeah, he played quite a bit, so I don't know if that's going to supplant. What was the other game he had on his list for Christmas? I don't remember, but that might supplant it. I'm not sure.
Battlefield 1?
No.
Titanfall 2?
No.
Call
I think it's a game that's already out.
Oh.
Anyway, I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure I'll be reminded at some point. But yeah, it was fun. But again, it's a online multiplayer thing, so not really conducive to my gaming existence right now. Rock Band 4, I sat down one night just kind of needing to chill something, and I played bass for about an hour. So it's not a thing I do very often. I don't usually pick up the guitars, but since it was just me and everyone else was sleeping and I didn't feel like singing and waking everybody up, I just went ahead with that. So that was fun.
But
Played
the
some of the
real
new songs that we downloaded.
The real question is, did you get funky?
A little bit. I had to stand up for a couple of them.
Did you slap that bass and did you upstrum?
Oh, it was heavy with the upstrumming, except there was one song. I don't remember what it was, but I had to switch to the up, down strum because I just could not keep up. My hand was cramping. I think it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, pretty much always upstrum for the bass. And there's some songs you just got to stand up to play because you got to get into it. So. Pinball Arcade. We did that on our was it Monday Madness or
Manic Monday? Yes.
I forget what the show was called.
Manic
Monday. There you go.
Yes.
To get the branding right here, man. The Jetpack Joyride, which ticked me off because I fired up my Vita and loaded it up and save file corrupted. No, it's not. Let's just restart. Save file corrupted. Okay, let's reinstall the game. Not uninstall because that gets rid of your saves, but installed over the top of it. Save file corrupted. Uninstall, restart it, and of course it's not one of the King of Fighters 14. That was the other game that he was wanting for Christmas. And then so yeah, uninstalled it, got rid of this. It's not one I ever backed up to the cloud because with the Vita you have to manually back everything up to the cloud save. So yep, starting over in Jetpack Joyride. Not terribly happy about that, but starting over. Pokemon Go. Pikachu is my buddy. Wherever he goes, or I go, whatever. And Fallout Shelter. Conspicuously absent from my list are Fallout 4. I have not yet gotten up to firing up Nuka World. Most of the reviews have actually been fairly, I won't say negative, but they underwhelmed, it seems like, on it. Doesn't mean that there have been a lot of negative posts in general about Fallout 4 that can't disagree with some of their points, but it didn't overall impact the experience for me personally. And then No Man's Sky, it's just been one of those weeks where I just didn't have the time of consecutive minutes to invest in that. Now, I know you played it for your Titanic Failure Tuesday playthrough. I didn't get to really watch. I know you played it, but there have been a lot of minor tweaks. I don't think that necessarily there's nothing fundamentally different about the game yet, but did the tweaks help your experience at all?
It was super minor stuff is the short form answer. I noticed there was some new stuff on the hub, on the HUD. I noticed that it was a little better about telling me a couple things, but overall the experience had not changed.
Yeah, the big ones, the mining has been enhanced. It may still not be where some people want it, but it's way better than it was at launch. You don't get launched into orbit accidentally anymore.
No, that I didn't see.
It doesn't barely ever crash.
No.
Since the second patch, it hasn't barely crashed at all. So yeah, a lot of little things, but yeah, fundamentally it's still the same game. I think there's actually been another patch since I played last too. So but that's it. I'll stop talking now because I'm rambling.
No, that's fine. Let's see. We played Pinball Arcade, which, if you weren't aware, you have to pass the controller on that. So, since Matt was
playing over the internet really interesting.
Yeah, Matt was share playing with me, I had to pause it every time the controller needed to change person so that I could give him the controller and then take it back. And then give him the controller and then take it back. I swear, out of a 40-minute video, I think probably 10 minutes is just us passing the controller back and forth.
Switching the controller.
Yeah, so that was kind
oh my gosh.
It was kind of funny, though.
That's hilarious.
Now, I wonder with 4.0 if that's easier now, because I know getting to share play is easier, but...
I think it's still the same amount of clicks. Let's see. I played Rock Band and got I only got 9 copyright strikes on YouTube against me. You're slacking, YouTube. I'm going to have to make sure that I do way more songs next time. I did play No Man's Sky for a painful hour. I fixed my ship. I did. I had multiple graves when I booted into the game, which I didn't realize was a thing. So I picked up my grave, and then after I started getting attacked again, I killed the one ship with nothing but the pulse blasts, because all my other ships...
And those track more now too.
They do.
So that's good.
They do.
That's
and
different.
that was actually
now.
that was a big help. Because I didn't realize all my other systems were broken. So I had no lasers. I had nothing from when I died a bunch of times. So anyways,
right, because it breaks your ship.
Yeah. So I got that, and then interesting fact: if you die somewhere and you don't have the materials to repair your warp drive, you can be stuck there, as in you can't make a jump anywhere because you don't have, without the extension to the warp drive functioning, the single next jump is too far to go in any direction. So Matt apparently was so offended by that his video cannot be viewed.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty brutal, though. I haven't had that one happen, but...
It says video cannot be viewed, Matt. We can't see your video.
I'm seeing my echo. I'll switch it around.
So what happens in that case? Your game's just over? You just kind of wander the planet aimlessly, like in Kung Fu?
So I had to wander the planet aimlessly looking for what I needed to get back the things to repair the warp drive, so that then I could then search out the fuel to fuel the warp drive to then make the jump. So it actually became even more tedious. Sorry. I don't know.
Tediouser?
Yeah, more. Yeah, I don't know. It was okay.
I'm kind of in a similar place because I'm in one of those situations where the next place I need to go is one of those systems you can't go without one of these certain warp extenders. I forget what they're called, warp reactors. So you can't just have the one and it get you wherever you need to go. No. There's certain star systems you can't go to unless you have each of the different warp reactors. Like, really? So now I'm hounding out copper or something stupid like that because it's only on every 67th planet.
Yeah, my opinion so far is not swayed from the updates. I will continue to check back in with it. Probably not for another couple episodes, but I will check in with it again.
Every time I want to get back into that game, we have a podcast, and I just like.
Dave, you're at the part of the game where it's still fun, though. You don't need
I know,
all
but the
these
case
weird,
you make
bizarre
for
resources.
The case you make for it is just friggin' horrible. It's just horrible.
Soul sucking.
Yeah, it's just like
No, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I played Neverwinter, but to be honest, all I'm doing on Neverwinter is logging in, collecting my VIP daily rewards, opening my chest, and then logging out. So I'm not. Well, I take that back. I did play over the weekend, and what's interesting is last week was PAX, and they had the in the theater Penny Arcade tabletop D&D expo, and I would worry about you taking the picture, Dave, except that the lens cap is still on, so there is that. So now there's not. So what's interesting is apparently they've done this for the last couple years on the PC version of Neverwinter. I wasn't aware of it, but they actually run that game in Neverwinter, and it's apparently a year behind. So this year you're playing last year's PAX game, but it actually turns you into a tabletop mini, and you're actually playing on. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of fun. And you can win a beholder tank, which is pretty OP in a D&D world. So yeah, there's that. So that's interesting. Go check that out if you're interested. Played Rock Band. I said that. We have a game on deck that we are going to be playing. Matt, are you bringing your laptop?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right, perfect.
Of
course, I've been playing Star Trek Online. Just hit level 21, so that means I'm about halfway there, a little under half, but still. I did have a little freak out session because my ship, I couldn't find it on the store last night, and I can't buy it until I get to the level that I can actually use it. So I couldn't find it, so I was having a little freak out session. Played Mortal Kombat on Mortal Kombat Mondays, and if you did not get a chance to see this episode, it's pretty amusing because I entered a series of matches with a guy that the computer told me that I had a 3% chance of winning against, and I won't say that I won every round because I did not win every round, but this guy was like pulling out 10-string combos left and right on me, and then I would beat him with uppercuts and sweeps because timing and basics. And he then started messaging me as we were playing, telling me that I was several interesting spamming names, you spamming names. But then the best one is that I finally, I kept playing him over and over again, and I just picked different characters. And my knowledge of character moves is not that deep in Mortal Kombat 10. I'm not like representing that I'm the best player in the world or anything like that. But I have the basics down very well. And I beat him with basically he was doing 10-hit combos, and I would block his 10-hit combos, wait for the right time, and then uppercut him. Or he would run in for something and then sweep. Or he'd block because he thought I was going to do move, and I'd throw him instead. And so he sends me a message that I'm going to forever keep that says, winning by uppercuts and sweeps is not impressive, brah.
It's not.
I beg to differ. I think it's plenty of. It's about
It's
winning.
not impressive.
It's about winning. It's not about being impressive.
Dude, he capped it off with a bra, okay? Because you're clearly breaking bro code.
Is not
like bro code. It's
wait,
like
is not eating a peach breaking bro code?
No.
Because
I'm pretty
Turo
sure
knows
that's
what
like
I'm talking
seventh. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure seventh on the list is "Thou shalt not beat" by uppercuts and sweeps.
Well, then don't play the game. That's all I gotta say. If you can't handle basics, that's ridiculous. I just felt bad.
It's weak sauce, brah.
No, I just felt bad because that kid / guy / girl, who knows, obviously spent a lot of time mastering the 10-hit combos to the deficit of their basic game play.
And it's probably worked enough that they've never had a reason to change.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy because that's
until
what
until they finally met someone who played Mortal Kombat 1 in the arcade.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it's like why?
That wasn't the combos back then.
Yeah, that was the only combo back then. I remember when they introduced a run button.
That's when I was like, I'm out. This game's too ridiculous now.
That's Mortal Kombat 3. That
It was
like,
Mortal Kombat 3.
Oh man, that was awesome. That changed everything.
And then I did play a bunch of Pokemon Go, and I actually finally leveled up to 22, and then I actually managed in the one trip to get a third of a level, which is now 33,000 points. So that's pretty good. So I cannot wait to take you there, Matt, when you guys come up, when we take all the editors at the first inaugural.
And then we can eat ice cream.
No, we're going to go eat curry, and then you can eat ice cream.
Okay, ramen and then curry, and then ice cream.
No, I'm sorry, ramen. We're going for ramen, not curry. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, curry ice cream?
Better.
Ramen curry ice cream.
I would do that. Firm noodles.
I would eat that. I would eat
I'm
ramen curry ice cream.
Huh. Look, there's got to be a place that's right around the corner that does it.
Yeah,
'Cause there's-
has to.
There has to.
Because if there's any
That has
weird
to have been
food
done.
thing, it's there and being run by some guy in a man bun.
I will send you a photo if that's true. All right.
There's a
I'm gonna
man
find
bun,
it.
and there's probably a big
Owning.
vat of like liquid nitrogen in the back too.
Please.
Oh my gosh, that's how I make my Dippin' Dots, bruh.
Yeah.
So I'm not lying, Dave. We went to the farmer's market on Saturday before we went to Pier 39 Pokemon hunting, and there was a guy at the farmer's market who was handing
Oh,
out,
there's light.
who was handing out samples of fruit, and he was at every turn dude, you gotta have some of my peaches, brah. Brah, have a peach, brah. Eat my samples, brah. Turo and I.
But there was a good reason. They were closing. They were closing the farmer's market, and he was like, "Okay, we gotta get rid of these, bruh. We gotta get rid of these." He was like some peach, bruh. We got some persimmons there, bruh. And I'm like, "What?" That was crazy. It was so
And I'm
funny.
all like,
And I was just like, "Nom nom 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 nom."
and I'm like, yes, I'll take one, thank you.
I could visit,
Not
but
a
I don't
man
think
bun.
I can live somewhere like that.
No.
Not a
that
man
is
bun,
not-
short hair.
That is not the norm. That is, in fact, far from the norm.
Yeah.
That's why I was sitting there going, peaches, brah.
He's evolving.
He
They're
was
learning.
So, shall we jump into the news?
I'm just impressed he didn't go for the President's of the United States song on that one. Like, he makes every song reference possible. He didn't go millions of peaches for me. No,
and
nothing?
they were for
No?
free.
Bruh.
Take off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What were they put there by?
Nah, brah? No?
Oh, man.
Not gonna make that one, brah?
Nah, brah. So,
We already got it, bye.
let's find a good one to start with.
Don't call me a buddy, brah.
Don't call me a guy, bro. Don't call me a guy, buddy. I'm not your friend, guy. So the first piece of news we have kicks off the topic of the week, which is Sony's no.
We're just starting news?
Yeah, Sony's no good, very bad week. And there are a lot of these stories. I will skip around and hit them all, but the first one is that Sony has issued a statement citing layoffs for Sony London and potentially Sony San Diego also. Which, obviously, that sucks. Our thoughts go out to those affected. Hope you find something fast. But then... What did you do again, Matt? Video cannot be viewed again.
That wasn't me.
Yeah?
Dave stepped on his cat or something.
No, I picked her up and she made a little noise.
Let's see. What are the other ones? Matt, help me out here while I'm scrolling through the list to find them.
The
reception of the PS4 Pro, where Microsoft has been waging an all-out social media war with checkboxes, showing all the things they do that the PS4 doesn't.
Neither one of them are going to sell.
No 4K Blu-ray player in the Pro.
That is embarrassing.
And then a Sony Japan C-level executive tells the media that players will be charged for PS4 Pro patches.
Which turns out to not be the case, and due to summarily committing seppuku.
Yes. And then what was there something else? Well, then OS 4.0 update is released, which folders is really the only super real feature other than customization of the quick menu.
Well, the sliders, I mean, changing from you got to hold it and wait for the whole big thing. The sliding menus are, it's a streamlining, right? But it makes it a lot nicer than it was to get to those things. And most importantly, those that feel the need to turn off their PlayStation 4 every single time after they're done using it can now do it without having to hound through like 4 different levels of menuing. So that is actually the most important feature from 4.0 drop. Just saying.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else that fell into this. And the question I think that's being asked, or that I'm asking, is this, I mean, Sony is doing well. They are leading in this console generation. We have seen Sony in this position before. It was called the launch of the PS3 and the months leading up to it, where they were big in their britches and they got lazy, and suddenly things did not turn out the way that they should have. And then, that's the other thing.
We're at that level yet, though.
Well, but the one that really has me worried that that's the case is the fact that Fallout 4 and Skyrim mods are being held up by Sony. Basically, Bethesda came out and was like, look, we've said we want to do this from day one. The only people holding us back is Sony. They won't let us do it the way we want to do it. So until anything changes, it's in their court. Which that's not good PR for Sony also. And also means that maybe things aren't as streamlined to work with developers as they kind of portrayed it. That makes me worried that we may be seeing the old guard of Sony rear its head. Or are these all just a string of misfortunate coincidences that happen to fall within the same week?
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get everything out all at once and just have, instead of just because Microsoft's been nice and they spread out their crap all year long. So, they were just like, let's just do it all in 1 week, get it all out of the way, take our lumps, and just continue on with the year, as we're trying to roll out this niche of a niche product that nobody really wants or cares for.
I take umbrage with that last part of that statement, but that we can hit that later.
No, I think
What,
it's
my statement or?
I think it's part of the conversation because especially if you have a strong viewpoint on the PS4 Pro, you should take the stage. It's all yours. Here's your soapbox.
Okay,
We do this every week so we can talk about this stuff, not talk about this stuff.
Well, no, I just didn't know if this was the natural evolution point for the conversation, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, as long as we don't not return.
Why are we gonna start worrying about that now?
I always worry about that.
Worry about
you
it, yeah.
guys. So I was watching the conference. Happened to be working from home, so I was able to have it playing in the background. And was messaging Ian because he couldn't watch it, and then he got into watch the last part of it or something, I forget. And after it was done, he's like, "All right, Xbox wins the back half of this generation." I mean, after the PlayStation announcement or whatever it was called, I don't remember what it was called, where they formally announced the Pro, which was formerly the Neo. And I was just like, why? And everything after that was just very negative. It just seems like everything cascaded after that. But that's the side of the point I got. But I think that there's nothing wrong with the Pro. I don't get the hatred. If this were any other time in the universe, they would have just not put out the Slim and put out the Pro instead.
But they didn't do that. They did not put it out instead. They put it out beside. And that, I think, is where a lot of people take umbrage, because that at least would be the next evolution. But instead, we have this half-step thing that doesn't give you choice in how you consume your media. And most people do not have a pipe that will support any amount of 4K streaming. I do, because I pay for really expensive business class internet. But most people have caps on their internet and would not be able to stream more than probably 5 to 7 movies in a month.
Well, then they'd be done because that's all that's out there. But
see, that too. I agree.
I guess I don't see the problem. There is, if you want to have a case for, how do I want to say this? Our conversation earlier, if that Final Fantasy 15 bundle came in a Pro, I would be getting a Pro. It's a level of, you can do the same things with either one, except one does a few more things. If I were going to buy a new one now, I would want to buy the Pro, because circumstances happen and I end up with a 4K TV, then I've got it, and then I can use it, and then you do the HDR, and I can get the 4K. It's not going to hurt me to have the Pro if I have the extra $100 to throw at it, plus the extra $100 to buy another hard drive for it, assuming that the hard drives are swappable, because that's something I haven't heard about yet, which is kind of concerning me. But another
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
caveat.
Are they saving some bad news?
Circumstances happen, and I end up with a 4K TV. Hashtag first world problems.
Right. No, I'm just saying. There's you don't have to get the Pro. There's no reason to have to get the Pro. There's also no reason to hate the Pro, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Pro.
There's totally reason to hate the Pro. I'm sorry. The no 4K Blu-ray, not supporting that, is unacceptable in my little world, because I'm the
to keep it at $400. That is a worthy sacrifice.
No. Xbox One S has a UHD Blu-ray drive for $299. I'm sorry, that is an invalid argument.
There are.
If Sony wants to be
obviously,
competitive,
if they would have put Microsoft has got to be selling all of those boxes at 100% loss. They can absorb it because they have all of God's money. Not every company can.
I don't
You
disagree
have to
with
take
you.
it within the
How does
concept
Microsoft
of
still have money? They've been bleeding money for years. That's what I want to know.
Oh, they have it because
Man,
when you
Office.
yeah, Office and Enterprise.
If a couple people just stop using Office, I
still
I
think
had
they
to
have
buy a
like $1
subscription.
billion that they made in their first 10 years, nest egged away somewhere, just earning interest, and they can just run off of that money. Everything else is whatever.
I'm waiting for like somebody to come out and say, like, you know something? We're actually still coasting off flight sim money.
Well, actually, their main income is business enterprise
Yeah.
licenses. That's how they get their money.
So I think the thing I understand what you're saying, Matt, but I disagree with the fundamental point. You're saying people shouldn't hate the Pro. You don't have to have it. Well, that means that you don't need the product in the first place. If either it's a product that fills
You
an
don't
actual
need
need,
a video game console to start with. You're talking about something that's an uber luxury item to start with.
Yeah, but what my point is that it does not fill any need in that luxury niche. It provides nothing that I couldn't do today realistically. I'm gonna have the ability to
Other
do
than display all 4K or 8 billion pixels or whatever.
It doesn't do that. That's the whole point. There's no.
Well, it
native,
does.
It up-reses it,
but
which
it's
the
still
PS4 can do today.
Not games. It can translate it, but it can't up-res games. These are up-res games.
Understood.
But TV will probably do that.
Well, my receiver will do it. I mean, I get it, but having not seen it, I can't make the argument, but it sure seems like they put a lot of time and money and effort into making this up-res work as well as possible. Therefore, go forth with it's probably better than what my receiver is going to do, which is just going to be a forced ×4 multiplication of the pixel.
I'm not unsympathetic. I'm not trying to be hard on Sony. I just don't.
He said hard on.
Yes, I did. The one segment that we had.
This guy.
I know the one segment that we had where we all actually did real analysis on the video game. Like I teared up a little bit, and it's times like these that I have to reach back and hold on to my one comforting memory. Yeah. No, I don't. Go ahead.
No, my thing. I mean, I really the only thing I harp on. Everything else, I honestly think is fine about the Pro. And like I said, I kind of agree with Matt. Like if I was going to buy one today, like if I needed to buy one today, I probably would. Well, not today, but when they come out, I probably would get that one just to kind of future-proof, just in case. But the thing is, I'm probably not replacing this TV. I have a 60-inch TV down here. It's fine. It's great. I have no complaints. I'm going to be on that for a while. The not supporting the media is actually a big rub for me because just personally, I have issues with that.
Dinosaur and buy discs.
No, wait.
I get that.
There is.
But the thing is, there's lots of issues with not being able to buy a disc like that. Because, let's just face it, I'm sorry, all the internet companies, they want to put caps on there. 4K video is expensive, for that. Not really, but they want to put that cap in place, so you can't do that. And also, not everybody has it in place where they can just stream that kind of stuff. I have a pretty damn good internet connection. I have fiber going into the house. And there's times where Netflix even, drops down quality for no reason whatsoever. So if that happens with somebody who has a really good internet connection in, a part of the world where there's just, easy access to internet, in good internet connections, how many people are not going to have access to that? There's a lot. That's people seem to think that we have this great grid of infrastructure for internet. We don't. And everybody
No,
that
I
talks
know
about
that
this stuff
better
is
than
in a little
most.
bubble. Yeah.
Aren't we like one of the worst ones in the world?
We are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
there is
we're
something.
we're terrible because we're running off of ancient infrastructure, and everyone else has laid stuff more recently.
But there's something to this discussion that you're all overlooking. Blu-ray, Ultra
And that's
Blu-ray.
Mark is always right.
No. But Ultra Blu-ray discs
Seriously.
have multiple audio options, whereas streaming does not. Streaming has a singular audio option. So for people who want 7.1 surround sound, full audio,
That's true.
you cannot get that off of a stream. They will not piggyback that onto a stream because
Netflix does 5.1.
5.1, not 7.1. When you buy the disc, you get the choice of 5.1 or 7.1.
7.1 is so proliferous. There's no benefit to 7.1. Anyway, side note. But
Oh,
honestly,
Yeah, like you sell that to an audiophile.
Yeah, you just like.
You sell that to an audiophile, you're like, what
Yeah.
did they say?
That's right. No, but it's the
Yeah.
same thing. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm not like I can't claim being a complete audiophile. I run with a Sony soundbar, okay, that does like the faux surround sound because that's just kind of like the way the room's set up, and that's just what works, for in here. So that's fine. However, the picture thing, I will say, like, I can notice the difference when I'm running a Blu-ray on this TV through this setup. The quality is better than something I'm getting when I'm watching cable, or I mean not cable, but like I have FiOS, which is supposed to not have all that compression the cable has, but it does.
only 1080i at tops, so it's not going to look
But
as
not
good.
only that, but they compress everything, so you see compression artifacts, you see all that stuff in there, and like if you're streaming it, you get they're compressing that too. So like when you're doing it from the Blu-ray, you get the the best quality available. So that's why I still
Honestly,
support physical media.
Yeah, no, and you know me, dude. We're the only two who
Oh,
do,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
And honestly, that it does bother me. I mean, I can rationalize it, which is what I've been attempting to do here for the sake of argument and discussion. But the physical what it's, dude, I don't know, whatever. As long as the audio is coming through.
It is.
The disc thing bothers me only in so much as Sony is is the proponent of Blu-ray, right? So why wouldn't they be including that? And it doesn't have to induce a parity point because as long as they only press the discs in the original Blu-ray format, the HD or 4K drives can read a regular Blu-ray just fine. It doesn't separate the gaming portion of the system at all, as long as all they do is press regular Blu-rays for the games. So there's definitely an argument to be made there. There is definitely the only thing I can come up to is cost. Is for whatever reason for them. Again, I'm assuming Microsoft is just eating it on the S and is going to just eat it on the Scorpio.
That sounds awful.
I really had to let you do a double take right there to see what you said. Sorry.
As long as they're going to take a considerable loss on both of their consoles, the Xbox One S and the Xbox Scorpio, or whatever it ends up being called, then yeah, I mean, they can absorb that loss. Sony, as we know, does not have the other components of their business at a point where they can sustain a loss in the gaming. So therefore, I that's the only rationalization I can come up with is they need to keep their games division profitable, and to do that and keep the price point of the new PS4, the PS4 Pro, at the price point of the original for them is to use a standard Blu-ray drive.
See, but using the business argument to it, I'm not really sure I'm understanding that because, I mean, Blu-ray is kind of like, they're part of the consortium for that. Don't they get a piece of licensing from every physical Blu-ray sold? So wouldn't they get a piece? I mean, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe maybe that's gone for the the 4K version of it, but I don't think so.
No.
Well,
but they would get a piece
there are way
of
more sales of Blu-ray than 4K Blu-rays, so I
It just boggles my mind.
4K drive.
Go ahead.
We're stepping on each other. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, has inclusion of the 4K drive in the S driven up 4K disc sales? I haven't heard anything, so I'm guessing not.
No, and I don't expect it to. Just like I don't expect the Neo to push it. Sorry, the PS4 Pro. Yes.
You called it a Neo for so long.
I don't. The gods.
There's some aliens.
Yeah, the gods stepped in. Yeah, so I don't know if that's me or not. Maybe it is. So I don't know what the answer is. I don't think there's a, I think that what Sony is putting forth is not going to do what they want it to do because if I'm looking at this, again, personally, it's not that I'm always right. I just think that I am a typical consumer.
I was joking, dude.
No, I know, but I think I'm a typical consumer, and if I'm smart enough to know that I want to upgrade to 4K, I would look at what Microsoft has put forth and what Sony has put forth, and in this particular choice, I would choose Microsoft. It's cheaper. It does the things I want. It has the drives I want.
The only thing I can say is, like...
go ahead.
The only thing is it's the Android versus Apple, ecosystem. Whose ecosystem are you invested in? For me, it would be a real hard choice, even with those benefits on the S, to make that jump because I'm invested in Sony. I have been since PS1.
But I think that's a fallacy argument because you don't have to divest yourself of Sony's ecosystem. I still have a PS4, but if I'm looking for an inexpensive 4K HDR, compatible player, I have been kind of looking for an excuse to pick up an Xbox One S anyways, and now suddenly there's the thing that fills the need that the Sony version does not. And I still get to have my cake and eat it too. So I think you could have both ecosystems at that point. So I think it's a win on Microsoft's side in that they're doing the right things to attract someone like me and possibly even someone like you. Because if you find yourself in that circumstance for a 4K TV magically appearing in your house, I would think even you might have hesitation with that decision because it's not like you're getting rid of your Sonys, your PlayStations. But I understand.
No, it would come back down to, do I want to pay another $60 subscription fee a year? That's really would be the deal. That would be the that would be the breaker, right? That would be are those benefits worth another $60 a year subscription?
But you would have
I don't
to
know. I
anyways
haven't had to make that choice
on the PlayStation now.
No, but one $60 subscription a year versus two.
No, two, because you can only have one active main PS4 at a time. So your PlayStation Plus subscription can only be tied to one PS4 at a time.
As the Prime user, yes, but I can still log into a second and still have access to all my Plus stuff.
Right, but you can't use both of them at the same time, can you?
I can be logged into two PS4s at the same time.
As the primary? I don't think you can.
No, you can only be the primary on one PS4. So yeah, on the second one, other users don't have access to your Plus benefits.
Which means...
But you still, if you log in as you, or someone else logs in as you on a second PS4, they have access to all your Plus benefits.
But only as a guest, right? Because you can only log in on one PS4 as a primary user.
Yeah, but there's a difference between logging in as a primary user and logging in.
Right, but
you can be logged into multiple consoles at one time.
But your PlayStation Plus account has to be tied to a primary user, does it not?
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, I know you can log in as guest, but then nobody gets access, so that defeats the whole purpose of that box as it is. If you're playing on your PS4, let's say you've got yours, and then you buy a Pro, and you're playing on your PS4 normal, you're logged in, you're the primary person, you own the PlayStation Plus account, you cannot simultaneously log in on that PS4 as a primary user, ergo vis-a-vis concordantly, no one can get on PlayStation.
You're confusing the primary with just logging in. Yeah, I can only be primary on one, which means that everyone on that system gets the benefits of my Plus subscription.
Right.
I can log on to any other number of players as myself with full Plus permissions and privileges, just nobody else on the box gets it.
But isn't right, but then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of buying a second PS4, right? Because they're going to have to go online with the Pro to stream movies, and they won't be able to because they can't get on PlayStation on PSN.
Well,
that's kind of my point.
The streamings most of the streamings don't require Plus, but yeah, okay, I see where you're going. So if somebody's trying to play a shooter multiplayer down on the other one, someone else would have to have a Plus subscription. I see where you're going. Yes.
So I
mean,
I
actually have a question because now I think I'm screwed because I just grabbed I left a PS3. I had two PS3s at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I gave one temporarily to my mother to use as a media player and everything, which I replaced with a Fire TV box. So I recently took that back, and I was going to use that somewhere else in the house.
What the heck just happened? Hey, it looks like everything just crashed. Oh, was it me?
You can.
It
was you.
Crashed? Oh, weird. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed it. So everybody on the stream missed the last part of Dave's question. You were going to take it back and use it somewhere else in the house, and
so am I able to be logged in to my PSN account on multiple PS3s?
No. You can be logged into your PSN account on a PS3 and a PS4 and a PS Vita independently, all simultaneously, but you cannot be logged into two PS3s at the same time.
But you can.
Okay. No, I'm not talking about the same time. I'm talking about non-concurrent.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have infinite number of PS3s you can log into, I think.
PS4 is
so as long as
the
it's
first
not
one that introduced this problem. That's the first one that you have a real problem with. If you have things that are activated on that PS3 that you need to transfer over to your other PS3, you can actually do that through Sony's website. You can say, I want to deactivate this PS3 as my primary and make this one my primary. So you can do that through Sony's website to do that. But you can also be logged into both of them. So it's all about
right. But if I don't have to, as long as it's not like as long as I can still do concurrent or non-concurrent logins, I'm fine.
You're fine.
Which you can still do with the PS4. In your case, where you're the only user, this isn't a problem. This is only a problem if you have multiple users of the system that are relying on the Plus access.
Right.
If you're the only user, then it doesn't matter at all. One of them's your primary, the other one isn't. But as far as you can tell, there's no difference.
Right. You'd just be considered a guest on the second one, but who cares? Because you're the only person using it at that point. So yeah, I'm. That's why I was saying, Matt. To me, it seems like it's actually Microsoft's got a better deal in this case because the PS4 Pro is $400. The Xbox One S is $299. Yeah, I got to pay my $60, but I'd have to pay it either way. In your situation. In my situation, right? In your situation, you wouldn't, but. Yeah, probably not. Well, I don't know. Lexi's playing more and more games now online, so maybe.
Yeah, well, as long as you played on the one where you're the prime, then
Right,
she'd be fine.
right.
But
So I actually have a
yeah.
follow-up question. This is from our reader mailbag. Somebody wrote in, and this is a good a time as any to discuss it, since we still haven't gotten to actual news.
Shut your face. We're having a great discussion
Yeah,
today.
we are.
Don't complain.
Xeno Elite.
And we brought news into it, so technically we're in the news.
Yeah, technically we're in the news. Xeno Elite wrote in and said, PSVR and the PS4 Pro need each other, correct? And the answer is no. No, you do not have to have a PS4 Pro in order to play the PSVR. In fact, one of the pieces of news is that they announced that PSVR will work with your phone, even. So it will work with...
Yeah, I really didn't understand that article. Did somebody get a better understanding of what the heck they were saying than I did? Because I was very confused.
My question was, what kind of experiences are you going to be able to have in it? It looks like it gets you to some kind of desktop experience, maybe to watch movies and do simplistic things. But the problem becomes, at that point, you're basically just dealing with a Samsung Gear VR, because there's no motion tracking. I mean, it'll track left, right, up, down, and that's it. But there's no spatial tracking like you would get in a normal PSVR setup. So I'm not sure.
The one screenshot almost made it look like, okay, so you're in a VR game and you push a button on your phone or whatever, and all of a sudden your phone can pop up inside of the VR space so that you can check who texted you or something like that.
Well, that's something the Vive does now, actually, for Android, not iPhone. But it's, I don't get why. I guess if you're in VR and you need to check your phone, great. But I don't know. It was very unclear. There were not a lot of clarifications of what they're going to have. But it's still interesting nonetheless that they have some mobile strategy, because that's more right now than Vive or Oculus have. So that's interesting that they're trying to push that out. But no, you do not need the PS4 Pro in order to run the PSVR. You need a PlayStation 4, period. It will run with the Pro, and it will also run with the normal one.
And they're supposed to be the same. So this is not one of those things where you're supposed to get a benefit out of one or the other. But I guess we'll see long term if that holds up or not.
I am waiting to see real world if people are going to be like, oh, I got this choppy, nauseating experience on regular PS4s. We're like, oh, but the Pro is fine.
No, it shouldn't be, because the processing is being done outside the PS4. Now, they initially said that they couldn't get VR working very well on the PS4 at first. That's why they went to the external processing unit to do all the work for PS4. So that it would run smoothly. Yeah, I don't really see. It's called Anywhere VR for the PlayStation VR. You can connect your mobile phone to PSVR and use it in a virtual world with a selection of backdrops and your own background music. So, okay, so I think I misread this, and that's my fault. I thought that this was something you'd use in place of the PSVR hooked up to your TV, but it looks like this just imports your phone into your PSVR experience, so that if you're in VR and somebody calls, then you can actually just pull up your phone and see who's calling or whatever. That doesn't seem nearly as interesting to me. Now, if it gives you access to your media on your phone, that's interesting, but it's Sony, so I doubt it. Is that harsh?
And if it was, it would only be with Sony phones.
Right, exactly. Freaking, yeah.
Which are actually really nice.
They are. I actually was surprised with that.
My nephew rocks an Xperia. It's pretty nice.
So yes, Xeno Elite, I hope that answers your question. You do not need a PS4 Pro in order to use PSVR. Let's see, what else do we have in the old news bag here? EA is announcing Worldwide Studios. EA Worldwide Studios brings together Maxis, BioWare, and Titanfall 2 publishers or dev teams into one large dev team. And my comment on this was that from the positioning, it sounds like it's a strong move by EA, but to me, it seems like it's a weak move because suddenly you no longer have small, agile teams that can work on different products independently. Now it's one thing under one house. That seems like maybe they're struggling with their dev teams and they just want to consolidate everything. I don't know. Any opinions on this, one way or the other?
They'll consolidate and then in 24 months realize that there's problems with consolidation and then they'll split it out, and then in 24 months they'll realize that they need some unification and they'll consolidate, and then in another 36 months they'll decide that consolidation was bad and they really need to.
So what you're saying is that their corporate synergies can be realized by a downsizing and streamlining of processes, until which time that processes are realigned to create a diversification of intellectual property amongst small cached units.
Yes, actually, that is exactly what I'm saying.
I have played this game. This is a fun game. I like it. Danganronpa VR has been announced in Japan for the PlayStation VR, which means it is a retelling of the first Danganronpa, which I still have not bought because it's too expensive. So now I'm just going to wait and buy the VR version.
You know, I know what the game is, but every time I hear this, I just picture a dancing game.
Now,
Danganronpa style.
I know they did a Persona dancing game. Did they have a Danganronpa one? Maybe I'm thinking of the teddy bear from Persona because they're eerily similar to me.
Sounds like you'd be cursing a dance game. Danganronpa dance. That dance.
So, Sonic... What is the name of this thing? Sonic Generations? Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania has announced a collector's edition that I wrote specifically for... I posted this specifically for Dave because I knew it would make him angry. And it worked and he had to go buy it.
Yeah.
They are announcing a collector's edition that has a deluxe old school Sega collector's box. It has a 12-inch statue with Sega's startup sound that on what it's Sonic standing on what looks like a Genesis. A metallic collector's card with download key because it's a download only game. And then
that's kind of lame. I really wanted a disc.
But this is the part that is hilarious. It is a Sega cartridge cast with a golden ring. So you are actually getting a game cart for a downloadable game.
Yeah.
The irony is thick with this one. What did that end up costing you, Dave, if you don't mind sharing with the class?
It was only $60.
Oh, that's... Well, what's the game going to cost normally? 20?
I guess.
Okay.
But that seemed very reasonable for a collector's edition.
Yeah.
Especially one that actually seemed worthwhile.
Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting piece of news. The Witness is now available on Xbox One. Go play it. By the way, if you weren't aware, there's an entire subgenre of memes of things people do when they play The Witness that is on Reddit that is actually hilarious. Because the game is not easy. I've been stuck on the same set of puzzles for about 2.5 months now, and I keep coming back to it with fresh eyes, and I'm not solving it. And Lexi turned to me and said, "This game is really hard," and that's basically what the memes are all about, is how hard the game is. So check that out if you get a chance. Koei Tecmo has unveiled a new game that crosses over all the warriors from all of their properties, pretty much, into a Dynasty Warriors engine. So it's called Muso Stars, and it will star characters from Ninja Gaiden, the Atelier series, Tokuden, all in one game. And it will release on both PS4 and Vita. God bless this niche market, man. I mean, I know somebody has to be the one buying it, because they'd stop making it if they weren't selling. But does anyone on this panel have interest in it?
No, not even me.
Nope.
Because I was thinking if anything would draw people, it'd be the Ninja Gaiden stuff, but...
I can see my kids the boys at least being interested in it, but...
I think my wife might be interested in it. But then again, she asked me to buy Dynasty Warriors 8 and then has never touched it, so I don't know about that.
I still think Gundam is the best license that they ever applied to that model.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. The Pokemon
I
Go,
always wanted to play that one. Was it good?
it actually was
It
good.
worked very good, actually.
Yeah, it worked very well. Well, I'll tell you the one that I am most looking forward to that uses that engine is Berserk, because they completely redid the engine to be gore-filled and horrible. So I cannot wait. That's coming. Oh man, that's coming soon. Actually, I think that's coming in the next 2 weeks. No good. Pokemon Go Buddy system has rolled out. We talked about that earlier. And Dave, you can't see it, but the folks at home can see it. My comment on the buddy system one was, I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your guy friend. I'm not your friend, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. FIFA 17 demo is now available. And if you are like, why am I talking about FIFA 17? Because they added a story mode that looks actually really interesting. And that's available for free. You can play a snippet of that now on whatever system you'd like, PC, Xbox One, or PS4. Rick and
What
Morty.
about Wii U?
Rick and Morty's creator
Nice.
has announced the first VR game by its new company Squadtendo, and it's called Accounting. No joke. So leave it to them to create the first accounting game on the Vive. I'm looking forward to it. They say there are other things besides
Does anybody
accounting.
watch Rick and Morty?
I have from time to time, and it's wholeheartedly
Yes.
ridiculous.
I love
I've
it.
never
It's
watched
so
it, so-
smart. No, it is. It's genius. Once you get to a certain episode, you're like, this is a lot deeper than a regular cartoon. Like Futurama deep. It's awesome. Anyway,
That sounds
watch
like
both
too much
seasons.
work.
They're great. No,
I'll stick
not at all.
with Star versus the Forces of Evil. I enjoy my Star versus the Forces of Evil.
No!
See,
Watch it. It's amazing. It really is.
Rick and Morty to me is like Back to the Future meets Bender from Futurama meets. There's another attribute that I'm searching for, but that's a good start.
It's like Back to the Future in a very bleak and real world.
Right.
Yeah.
It
And then instead of Bender, like it's like a super smart Bender that doesn't care,
right.
but kind of does. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's his grandson. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. It's great. I really do like it. I really
Matt,
like it.
I think you would cut yourself to it, so I recommend it.
Like the Meeseeks episode, I could see him. Yeah, I could totally see him do that. But
I give it 2 razor blades.
Oh,
And
gosh.
YouTube pulls us down immediately.
We are going to seriously get kicked off of YouTube
Oh,
for
man.
that kind of crap, not the stuff
Oh,
I
my
was
gosh.
I
telling you.
know. It's
Oh
good
my
stuff.
God, guys. Yeesh.
There is a Final Fantasy 15 limited edition PlayStation 4 that
So
looks
pretty.
so good. But it is coming to the
Not a
United
pro?
States. It is not a pro, brah.
Not a pro.
Oh,
Not a pro, brah. Um, Probably the biggest industry piece of news this week is Riot Games is celebrating their, I think it's their 10th anniversary, if I remember right. Yeah, 10 years. They announced their monthly League of Legends numbers, which is staggering. They have, on average, 103 monthly million users. I said that backwards. 103 million monthly users. That is crazy pants. That's not a mobile game. That's not an app. That is an install base from hell. There are very, very few games that can claim monthly usage of that many people. I got a text message today at work that said, "Have you ever heard of this League of Legends?" I'm like, "Yes, of course." And then the response back is, "What is it?" And I said, "It's a MOBA. It has a super high bar of entry of learning, and it makes a ton of money." And the word I just got was that it was downloaded today, installed, and got played for 20 minutes, and then was removed from her hard drive. And the funny part...
That is the best way to play League of Legends.
Yeah, that is the best way to play League of Legends. The best part is you never even experienced the very caustic community that goes along with it.
Yeah.
No, congratulations for trying it. I'm very proud of you for trying that. You're crazy.
Very
but
brave
I'm very,
of you to dip your toe into that water.
Yeah, that water runs deep. So yeah, I'm actually kind of thankful that you did
It's
uninstall.
full of sharks.
Yeah, it's full of sharks. It's no good. But yes, those numbers are staggering. So that gives you a little bit of insight into that section of things. Let's see.
I can't believe that. That is insane. I mean, that game.
It's a lot of angry people.
That is a lot of angry people. A lot.
I mean, these people, the calmest of them make me look like, the happiest guy on the planet. It's, wow.
Dave.
Hey guys, this looks like a fun game. Can we learn how to play?
No, you cannot. Yeah.
No.
I love it that every commenter in from Riot's board sounds like a death metal lead singer.
Yeah.
What do you know how to play game?
Sounds like an afternoon.
Yeah. Hey, Dave.
Oh, is that the new death metal band?
Yes.
No, I'm playing loud.
Yeah.
It's the new Media Empire. That's our metal band.
That's our metal band, New Media Empire. All right. Dave, did you know that
Yes.
there's 2 new models of Vita?
What?
There is a silver.
Are we talking about just the colors
No, there's
in
a
Japan?
Maybe.
That's not 2 new models,
but there's
and we're
this-
not even getting them anyway.
Yeah, but there's a silver and metallic red one, but it's only in Japan.
Yeah, ooh, red. Okay, great. Well,
Hey, that metallic red one looks pretty good.
hey, make it metallic blue, and then we got a thing.
They already did. It's a Final Fantasy one, if I remember right. In Dissidia.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, actually, it's like
Yeah, that's why I would have.
it's super sexy too. Like I really thought about importing it. But that metallic red one would be good for when you're yelling on the LOL forums.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let's see.
Oh, you suck so much.
Learn how to power move. All right.
My God.
Death Stranding.
I just realized these are like 8% alcohol apiece, so I apologize.
What is it? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? I know it's a cider of some sort. Oh,
Oh,
no, it's an Oktoberfest. Oh, it's Summit. Wait,
Sure.
an 8% Oktoberfest?
Turo
Wow.
really is going to start his own beer program on the channel. I've said it here first. He really is. Death Stranding is an open world with an online element.
Yeah, could we be more vague, please?
And it's an action game. It's an action game. My question is, will there be composite alloys, and perhaps those alloys will be working in a clock-like fashion?
Just wait for the game to come out because it's
no Metal Gear.
It's not even worth trying to speculate. No. No, dude. No. Nobody's biting on it.
I think so.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
The main character will be called Danger Noodle.
Toro, get the water bottle and squirt him a little bit for that one. Just go bad, Mark. Bad.
Composite alloys working in clockwork fashion. I like it.
No, stop it. No. Stop it. Just stop.
Steam has made big changes to their review process and angered a lot of developers in the process.
Option, hate.
Yeah, that's the only option. Basically, they made it so that if the review was based on anything but Steam, meaning if I'm a developer and Matt wants to review my game and I give him a key to the game that's not a Steam key, and then they go on Steam and write a review saying that this was based off of a free copy of the game that was provided to me and blah, 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 that no longer counts in anything. So now the only way to have reviews count is to give away Steam keys directly, which you can only get so many of up front, and most people bypass that process because they don't want to pay the licensing to Valve on that, and people are upset. They sound like the League of Legends forums board.
Oh, man.
That's not good for them. I resisted. I held myself back, and I'm the one who's been drinking.
I was waiting.
You couldn't.
I was waiting. You didn't take it, so I had to. Let's see.
All right.
Destiny private matches are now a thing. Hooray for Destiny. And you lost your video again. Pokemon Go has lost 79% of its paying U.S. customers.
Still profitable.
Yet, still it took 28% of the mobile games market for last month. To put that in perspective, Candy Crush by King took, in second place, 4.5% of the mobile market.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think the rumors of Pokemon Go's death have been greatly exaggerated.
Hold on, I have two questions here. How is Candy Crush still making money? I thought that was already obsolete. Oh my gosh. And second,
people like it.
Yeah,
because people like it.
Oh man.
They don't want to be like the old lady with the hammer and the candy.
Oh, that was really funny. The second thing is that how is it making that much money even if it drops that many people?
Because it surged that high.
Yeah, it went that high.
Because all right.
They had the highest spend rate of any mobile game in history existence.
Now, here's the thing. That what the rate they have now of the people who are paying and why it's still profitable, because those are the people who are going to be paying anyway. The rest of the numbers and the whole drop off thing are all the people who downloaded it, caught one Pokemon, and they were just like, all right, what's the big deal? That's all it is. There was a ton of useless people downloading the game. Hey,
so it was trimming of the
not
fat,
useless
basically.
People. Useless. Sorry, that's not what I meant.
Most people are useless.
I'm going back to my happy place.
That's the wrong. No, stop. No, not useless. I meant useless downloads. Like they were people who were not going to play the game. They were just checking out because of all the hoopla. Parents that are just like, I want to check this out first. All kinds of things like that. Like people who were not going to be regular players of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To them.
Like I said,
Useless
they were
to
just
them.
trimming of the fat. It's
Right.
trimming of their fat.
Well,
yeah.
So the numbers that are now, the actual paying numbers, are the people who are going to be paying anyway, and that's why it's still profitable.
And the thing about this
Okay.
report was that this is not global even. This is just the U.S., which is crazy.
Wow.
So that's yeah.
There's one person in this family who contributes to that number. It's not me.
It's me, right? Well, it's actually both of us in our family. So, well, no, technically it's me because her phone pays with my credit card. So, yeah, it's me. So, the top selling list for August, NPD numbers came out. No surprise, No Man's Sky was number 1 in August because that's when the game launched before everybody returned it. Madden NFL 17 is number 2, but the interesting one to me is number 3, Battlefield 4, the game that has been out for like a year and a half, 2 years? No,
2 years. It wasn't launched for a dang year launch title.
2.5 years. No, we're approaching 3 years actually.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 in November.
Yep, 3 in November. So yeah, that's number 3 on the list. And Lexi turned to me and
What
said,
blows my mind even. So go ahead.
Lexi turned to me and said, is the reason because everybody played the Battlefield 1 and then they're like, oh, we don't have a Battlefield game for a while, so let's go download that. I'm like, no, this is August. This is before they even started the Battlefield 1 beta. So I have no earthly idea why Battlefield is doing so well, other than it's a decent game.
It must have been on sale.
Yeah, it could have been.
It must have been on sale.
Maybe people that were really excited for Battlefield 1 they're like, oh my gosh, I want to see what else is like that. Maybe.
Those are people who already own Battlefield 4. They wouldn't have to buy it again. Well, maybe they'd buy it again.
Unless they sold it and then, nah.
The thing that amazes me, though, is on both, well, the PS4 and PS3, I didn't look at the Vita numbers. Both of them have Minecraft in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how? How are people still buying Minecraft? I thought I was the only person who didn't own it on any platform at this
I don't own
time.
it. I'm actually fairly tempted now that they have the VR support to actually
Because people's kids are always getting of age to play it.
that's actually very
That's
true.
how it keeps selling.
Yeah.
And because it's
Like,
a
there's always
E for everyone title that anyone can play and have fun with.
Wow. That game is always going to be in the top 10.
Yep.
Look at me. I'm just dropping knowledge bombs left and right on this podcast.
Yeah, you are.
See,
Wow.
the secret is
I'm
wrong,
not
guys.
so sure about right.
Yeah.
It's
They're-
what?
They're knowledge scatter bombs. I don't know if they're cluster bombs.
The secret is rum.
I thought the secret.
Rum makes me smarter.
I thought the secret was mana.
See, you're not funny. That's not.
No,
no,
man,
That's good.
No.
Or get the water bottle.
PS4 US 4.0 release. We talked about that already. We talked about that.
Honestly, I'm happy with it. Though,
Did you
I mean,
gu-
we kind of glazed over it, but.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm happy with 4.0. I think it does some really nice things. Is it a quantum leap? No, but I guess I wasn't expecting one. Were people expecting a quantum leap?
Well, but see, their
Um,
history has been for every major release, they have a lot of major features, and this one really only has 1.5. It's more refinement than it is major feature release. And I'm not saying I don't like the refinements. I actually like them very much, but it is not what we have historically seen as a major release. It is instead a refinement of UI.
Yeah, but we've never had a redefinition of the console midstream either.
But we're not doing that, remember?
Not to this level.
We're not redefining it.
Well,
We're just adding supplemental for the niche market people who want the most out of their graphics in games. And who have the courage to step up and buy a new product. Right, Turo?
That was Apple. Let's not get crazy here. We're not to Apple level antics yet here. You and your 2.5 hour ear pod bud thingy majigga wasimits.
And it's gone.
AirPods are such a revolutionary.
I just bought a new one, and it's gone.
We've designed it perfectly so you can lose one and then ask for a replacement through Apple Care, which is going to be $30. Thank you. Sorry. I can't. It's awesome.
He's been walking around doing Johnny Ive for like the last 4 days. It's kind of annoying, actually. But, did you guys actually know that Toad is not a real mushroom and that's a hat?
Yes, because I
Yeah.
watched that cartoon.
Yeah.
Do not remember that. But my
Like,
childhood-
that
doesn't he
was
take it
upsetting.
off and
Remember
wipe
the first
sweat
time?
off or something?
Yeah, that's what he did. So here's an interesting story.
Oh, is it?
GTA is being used to teach self-driving cars because their graphics are so realistic that it can recognize them as people, other vehicles, etc., to help aggregate the self-learning process before it actually goes out on the road.
What?
So GTA is the grandfather of Skynet.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I wrote this. I'm like, this is horrible. I'm like, this is pretty genius and a massive feather in Rockstar's cap. GTA is officially changing the world. I ran out of characters. I was not able to say, but for what?
That's really scary. What if a car learns to be all aggro?
Yeah, what if? And I also thought, GTA driving algorithms are not the best, so I don't know if I should feel scared or safer.
Yeah, when they start mounting the curb to get around stuff, that's when.
That's awesome.
I know there's more news. I'm getting to it. Fallout 4 is a letdown. Do you agree? My wife.
Oh man, you did slap the individual who posted that, right?
she feels bad enough as it is, yes, because the way that came across, it was like I was saying Fallout 4 is a letdown, and I'm like, that's not what I was. Yeah, okay, good discussion, but not what we intended there. Let me find.
But it raised it got one of those notifications. Your Facebook post of blah, 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 is performing 89% count of your other posts. Carol lost his battery.
Pokemon Go is the fastest game to hit $500 million in revenue. Madden 17 is on sale for $40. The Last Guardian. Oh, that's the other piece of no good, very bad news.
Oh, yeah.
The Last Guardian was delayed until
Who called that one,
December
huh?
17th. My favorite response in the thread underneath it, it's like 3 down from the top if you read the article, is this like, we had to delay it one more time just for old time's sake.
Nice.
One more time for old time's sake.
Yep, that's kind of hilarious. Is there any other real big?
The new DS3 for Sun and Moon was announced at TGS today.
What the
It's
hell
a
are you saying?
The new 3DS.
Okay, that is not
version.
what you said at all.
Dude,
8% alcohol.
8%
yeah.
alcohol beer, okay? The new 3DS, i.e. the one with that little nubbin, was announced at TGS today for the Pokemon Moon and Sun version. It is a matte black version with the 2 legendaries from the games etched in white. Dave.
No, you're
Go.
Matt Black. That I was pointing to you.
Matte black. Oh.
Nice.
Dave, impressions, go.
Of
The new 3DS.
The new 3DS for the
new
Pokemon
3DS.
game.
I mean, it's just. Wait. Is it an XL or is it just the plates?
Oh. Wow. I think it's an XL. I honestly don't remember
Yeah,
in the article.
believe
Because
it
the
is an
XL doesn't
XL.
have. Okay, so the XL is the one that actually doesn't. See, that's kind of. It's also another reason why I like the regular new 3DS. It has changeable face plates basically, so it has like a top and bottom plate on the system itself that you can change the look of. So kind of like when you want to feel like you have a new system, you can just have the different plates. I actually have a few different plates already, so. So I'm not really a fan so much of the new ones that are going to be coming out.
The last piece of news.
Yeah,
that
it is an XL.
Okay.
It is an XL. Just.
Perfect. I'm calling you back in. He's coming.
It's actually technically the Salguero Lab. Whoa, I can't pronounce them, but it's the two legendaries Black Edition.
Oh.
Is the technical name of it.
The only other piece of news I think that I have that's interesting is that they have said that you'll be able to transfer data easily from a PS4 or Slim to a Pro via Ethernet cable. But what was mysteriously absent was whether or not you could do that from PS4 to PS4.
Oh, I swore I saw that you could. That it was any PS4 to any PS4.
Let me pull it up. I may have missed it, but I was like, I remember kind of glancing at it going, this says everything it says to PS4 Pro via Ethernet. PS4 users will be able to transfer all their data over to PS4 Pro via an Ethernet cable. This does not say anything other than to a PS4 Pro. Which is, I thought I read it correctly, but yeah. As long as you've got 4.0,
I hate you, internet, and all of your ads. Okay, this process will also work from a standard PS4 to a standard PS4, PS4 Pro to a standard PS4, and PS4 Pro to PS4 Pro, provided both units have system software 4.0 or higher, and the same PSN account is signed into both systems, the official FAQ says.
Well, that's good. They official fact that off after the fact.
Don't fact me, bro.
Take off, bro. The first animated VR short on Oculus has won an Emmy, so that's cool. And that's all.
So did Jessica Jones, the first of the Marvel Netflixes to win an Emmy.
Which I actually still did not enjoy, so that's weird.
Yeah, it's funny. It's the worst of the bunch so far, and it won.
Not the worst of the. Well, all right.
Yeah, I think it is.
By default, it's the worst, but it's not. It's not. It's really not. It's got a lot of good to it. It's just
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's the worst of the bunch.
Yeah, but that's like saying, like,
it's the least good of the bunch, Dave.
But it's just like that's a real close. I'm not comfortable with saying that.
No. Pretty much everything's been a quantum level better than Jessica Jones. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong, but it's nowhere near the level of any of the other Netflix stuff so far.
By the way,
see, that's taking it far, I think.
I forgot to ask while we were talking about the 4.0 PS4 OS update. Eric wrote in and wanted to know what we thought about the PS4 update. I think we have articulated that. Let's jump through the rest of the mailbag real quick. King Aardvark wanted to know, what's your unpopular gaming opinion? Mine is that I'm not a big fan of Half-Life 2.
Wow, I have nothing but unpopular gaming opinions.
I was going to say, if we take away...
He likes games on disc.
I was going to say, if we take away your unpopular opinions, are you like that that apparition that was never actually really there. You just fade from existence.
Serious. So I think my biggest one, and the one that I kind of consider the most depressing to me, is the fact that I hate Kingdom Hearts. It's just people who say that it's a good, like people.
Possibly
I'm fine with people enjoying the game, but people that say it's a good game, they don't know what good. What's that?
It is a good game. It may not be an excellent game, but it is a good game at the very least.
Like, for what it is, it's supposed to be an action. It's supposed to be an action game at its heart.
Wait, we don't have time for this. All right, Dave says he doesn't like Kingdom Hearts. Got it.
Hey, Nick's not here. Somebody's got to stand up for Kingdom Hearts.
No,
right?
I understand. But it's not to debate it. It's just what is your biggest unpopular one.
Yeah, but it's also the one that depresses me the most, because if there's any game that I want to like so much, it's that series.
Turo, what about you?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to mute.
All right.
So oh my gosh. You threw me off with the Kingdom Hearts thing, because I love Kingdom Hearts. It's so much fun. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have anything. I can't think of anything. No. Someone already did say Fallout 4 was a failure. Never mind. I don't know. I don't got anything.
No, you can say that.
Well, it's not failure. It's just... I don't know. I don't got anything. Holy crap. I like all games. I really do, except for the bad ones. Like Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid, I cannot do.
Oh, there you go. There's one. There you go.
No, oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid is...
There you go.
That's not good at all.
You just answered the question. Congratulations.
Oh, hooray!
Yeah.
Really don't like that game. Okay.
Matt, how about you?
We kind of just stole mine. I was going to say everything after Metal Gear Solid 1 was crap, but
5 is really good. Just FYI.
Okay, well, I stopped trying after 4. I guess that I don't think that multiplayer is the best thing ever. I don't think that games have to have multiplayer. I half the time don't even do multiplayer. That for me, the truest expression of video gaming is still single player playing. So that's probably
Dave,
my most.
Is that you?
We were accused of all being Dave earlier today, so you're pulling off quite a feat right now with all of us being here at one time and all being you simultaneously.
So I will say mine. I don't think I verbalized this on the show. If I have, it's not been very much. I actually really don't like Metroidvania games.
Oh yeah, you've expressed that before.
Okay, yeah.
And I just shake my head, going, "What is so wrong with you?"
They're really repetitive.
It's just part of the whole thing of you not having a soul. That's all.
Right. I mean, that's fair enough.
Just about the time we think Dave is irredeemable, you come along.
I have Axiom Verge, and I really, really like the concept of the game. I like the idea of taking a glitch and using that to manipulate the system, but the fact that I have to go back over the same freaking 5 rooms that I just came in from, it's too much for me. I can't do it.
God, that is such a good game.
You will play it memorable. You have to grind the same dungeon over and over and over.
Yeah, that makes no sense, dude. You play roguelites, for God's sakes.
But roguelites at least change up that pattern a little bit, and MMOs, that's different. I can't articulate how. It's
I like MMOs because I kind of like to have a third job.
Yes, that's exactly correct. I mean, I think MMOs are different because that's knowing how to do something as opposed to having to explore something for the first time and then just go back over there to find a new path. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. And my patience for that has waned over the years. Not as much as, I don't like it as much as I used to. But yes, that's mine. So thanks for the question. Last question, I think. Nope, 2 more questions. Falker asks, why does it feel more and more like we are beta testing games?
Because we are.
Because we are.
Dave.
I knew the answer to that one before I asked it. But yeah, Vienna 95 says the Battlefield 1 beta is over. What are your thoughts?
Go to what now?
I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. It actually transitioned to the period really well. Yeah, I thought it was, it actually tempted me to want to buy it. So
I think the best answer I can give is lately I have been sounding like a broken record when I say that, on a lot of different things, like Fallout 4 on that conversation thread, my only real substantive argument was that it didn't really do anything to push the series forward. It was just more of the same. And that's not a bad thing. If you love Fallout 3, then you know what you're getting with Fallout 4, and you're going to love it. So that's great. But my issue is that they didn't do anything to push that series, those mechanics forward at all. And Battlefield 1 actually pushed the mechanics forward while taking the technology that, the setting backwards. And I think that's kind of cool. There's a lot of just nice-to-haves that are now in this game, like the ability to repair your tanks from the inside, the ability to actually have counter defenses to specific loadouts, the ability to utilize all of
one
the
kid hill from on top of a horse.
Yeah, utilize all of the environment to your advantage in a way that you even really couldn't in the previous ones, even though that this is a lot more low tech in the setting. I really like so far everything that it had. I actually put my money down for it already because it was fantastic, and it's one of the things I'm looking forward to playing on Don't Tase Me Bro Tuesdays all this fall on our programming schedule. And Matt, your video cannot be
plug.
Yeah, plug. Money hats. Dave, you did not. I mean, it's a multiplayer online game. I'm assuming you did not play it.
No, that didn't happen.
And Tara, I'm also assuming because it is not Clash Royale, you did not play it either.
No, I did not.
It's not on his iPad.
Yeah.
It's
Let me tell you. I knew that he played it, but I did not know how much he played it. I actually think he has a problem. We're not discussing it on a day-to-day basis, but I think he has a problem. Because every minute of every day it's in his hand and he's playing it. And I am encouraging
Do we need to do an intervention while we have our conference next weekend?
No, I'm actually encouraging him to turn it into a new series. So we'll see how that works. I am an enabler. If
You have a
else.
problem. Yeah. Let's try to monetize
That's exactly
this.
correct. You are correct, sir. That's businessman thinking right there. All right, yeah. So that brings us to final thoughts.
Dave doesn't approve.
Dave is not amused at this at all. He's like, what's wrong with you people? Final thoughts. Let's start with you, Turo. Oh, I have to mute. Hold on. Okay, let's start with you, Turo.
Watch the Blair Witch tomorrow. Hopefully it's going to be awesome and funny. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully it's going to be awesome. I was terrified from the first one, but it was only because all the viral marketing, the little internet that we did have back then, scared the poop out of me when I was a kid. I thought that was all real.
God,
so
that was the worst experience I had in a movie theater was that movie.
Ah man, it was one of it wasn't in the movie theater. It was at my home because I couldn't watch
It
it.
was the first time I had to tell someone to shut up in a movie theater.
Whoa. Ugh. I don't remember which
Where
one.
she was just talking over everything. And I had to turn around and say, please, I was like, please be quiet. Please. And then I turned around to the screen, and then next thing you know, the movie was over, and I had to hear her say, "That was rude. Can you believe that? How rude he was? He was so rude. I can't believe how rude people are." And I'm like, I just started crying right there.
that
I've
works.
actually never seen I've never seen the movie. I had zero interest in seeing it. So
there's no reason to see it. It's the worst movie ever made.
You can enjoy it, please do, because it was very well done. The second one, not so much. Don't watch the second one. And then, go watch this one and play Clash Royale, so I'm not as weird.
I have a million things to say, but I can't do it because I'm on mute.
Turo, leave your mic down so we have to have pantomime Mark. I like pantomime Mark. But leave your
I
mic
got a pantomime
down,
for you. I have a pantomime for you, all right.
They
you
only
know what?
use that one.
I'm going to go right in the middle of those two viewpoints for you, Dave, or for you, Matt. The movie is not that bad as long as you go in knowing that it is a super low budget thing. I almost got tricked into watching it as a real thing. So at the last minute, I found out that it was not real. And so that diminished a little bit of the activity. As a movie on the whole, it is not good. My recommendation would be that you watch the Honest Trailers version of it, because that will completely summarize it in way less time than what you need to do. But as a independent movie experiment, I think it was wildly successful in that it did manage to build a sense of tension and stuff that you didn't get at that point in time in cinema, which subsequent
and it
things
leveraged in on the War of the Worlds effect.
Yeah.
The people that didn't know it wasn't real.
That's exactly it. Dave, how about your final thoughts?
I thought I used up all my time, so you can just continue.
Don't stop, continue.
Yeah, don't stop. Continue. Matt, how about you?
I just, on the recommendation of Ian, who we've mentioned a few times, he's in our thank you scroll, by the way. On the recommendation of Ian, read Trade 1 and 2 of Injection, which is a Warren Ellis book. It's the same team that did not this current version of Moon Knight, but the previous Moon Knight book. Well, no, not even 2 ago, the pre-Lumiere book, or Lumiere. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jeff Lemire, maybe.
I think it's
anyway.
Lumiere, maybe. I'm not sure.
Is it Lumiere? Something like that. Which I also enjoyed that one. A lot of people didn't, but anyway, it's the same team that when Ellis did the Moon Knight book 2 versions ago. It's the same team, and it is excellent. It is X-Files cross Supernatural cross Skynet, if that makes any sense. The first 2 volumes are out. Currently, there's no date for the series to continue that I've been able to find. So I don't know if they're just on extended hiatus, as Image Books have a tendency to do, or if they're done. The story's not done, not even close. But they are excellent. They are very definitely adult. They are MR 18-plus books, but they are excellent. The art is excellent. The storytelling is excellent. It's smart. The 2 books each cover an arc. They're told from different perspectives for the 2 volumes, but they're within the same story. So it's very good. I highly recommend it to anyone who has interests in everything from X-Files to Lovecraftian.
So before I do my final thoughts, I do want to do our quick housekeeping. thanks for watching. If you like the show, then do please like and subscribe on whatever method you are using, since we are simulcasting across 5 services right now. Shout out to everybody. Do check out our main website, gamersledge.com. Check out our Twitter at twitter.com/gamersledge, facebook.com/gamersledge, youtube.com/c/gamersledge.com, all spelled out. Sorry, it was all taken. Couldn't do anything about that one. Pinterest.com/gamersledge. And of course, twitch.tv/gamersledge. Also would like to take a moment to thank our patrons with a quick video, and we'll give shout outs here momentarily. So here comes that. So thank you again to our patrons, Ian and Regina McElrath. They are both supporting us at the $5 level. So if you would like to get your name on the scroll, you can do so for just $1 a month at patreon.com/gamersledge. $5 a month gets you a verbal thank you. So thank you very much. And then my final thought is next week will be the Gamersledge editors' first annual retreat. I don't know if it's really annual, but we're going to say it is. Figure out.
There was a different word used earlier.
Yeah.
What's the word for every 5 years?
Yeah, it's our first annual strategy planning session. There will be lots of VR filming going on. There will be lots of Pokemon Go.
Annual. I was reading that email differently earlier. I thought that was a different word. Annual.
You, sir, have won tonight. In lieu of a final thought, that is fantastic. I approve of this message. But yeah.
Inside joke, nobody else gets it.
Nobody will get it, but the original editors will remember. They will always remember. So yeah, everybody's gonna be in. We're gonna be recording for a new series that will be post-produced after everybody's here, that I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on. We're also gonna be recording some first-time VR version action be going on. I can say that. Yep. I've really, like, I told Turo that we were gonna get him in the suit this weekend, but now I'm like, maybe we should wait till next weekend. But no, I think we'll do that this weekend.
Just pop all the cherries at once.
What's that? Yes, we are also going to record the Pokemon Go hunting as we go into San Francisco to do so. So that'll be kind of fun. And then everybody will scatter to the 4 winds like the dust that we are. And on that note, we should end the show as we always do with a fantastic.
Can we just stop there? That was such a much better place.
Toro.
Where's the water bottle? Water bottle. If it has acid in it, that's fine.
What do hillbillies drink out of?
Chugs.
This is in honor of Turo actually being out here for 1 week now.
You should know the answer then.
What do hillbillies
Mason jars.
drink water out of?
Mason jars.
A hiccup. Until next week.
If you don't murder him in his sleep tonight, Turo, I'm sorely
for Matt,
you.
Turo, Dave, and myself, game on.
Yeah.
I don't even
Game
know.
on.
I can't even anymore.
It's a hiccup.
No.